A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be answering a question which has been sent to me on mail. I love to answer it, especially if it can help the whole twin flame community and clear out certain doubts which can actually propel them towards ascension and towards union in a much faster way. Time is important, guys. It's precious and we all have limited time over here. That is something we should not forget. So what is the question? Let me just read out. Hi, I watch your YouTube videos regularly and thoroughly enjoy them and take away valuable knowledge from them. Thank you so much. All the credit goes to Source and Masters, especially who are helping us every single day. I myself am on the twin flame journey and have ascended significantly and would say that I'm in the surrender stage. That's amazing. I have a quick question for you. You mentioned in one of your videos that we are not supposed to have sexual feelings towards our twin, that it's supposed to be an asexual connection. That means it wouldn't be right to marry or have a family with our twin. And yet we all know that it would be next to impossible to fall in love with anyone else after we meet and fall for our twin, as our twin is our ultimate lover. So does that mean we stay single for the rest of our lives and only focus on mission work? Or am I missing something here? Would really appreciate if you could clear this up. Thanks a lot. Love and light. So my dear soul family, I would like to tell you and I would like to clarify this question by reminding you about Radha Krishna, Sita Ram and Shiva Parvati. These are the three cardinal twin flames who have reflected different types of dynamics and they are trying to tell people the same thing. First of all, what I see in this question is that there is a rigid belief that we need to be in a certain way or in a certain type of relationship with our twin flame. And that is the reason why so many of twin flames are in confusion. There is no set pattern or rule that applies in this case, in the twin flame ascension journey. What is your relationship with your twin flame? That is not a set pattern. Okay, and even the physical union that a lot of people crave and seek, even that is not a fixed thing. Most important thing that all of you need to remember is that first of all, you are few in number on this planet. And secondly, you're here for a very specific reason. You're here to volunteer for Mother Earth. You are here to understand and soak in what is unconditional love, and then through your lifestyle, you reflect it to other people. And as you already know, or I hope you know, that love is not something that is fixed. That's why we say that it can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime, does not matter. But at the same time, if you really love other people or if you really love someone specific, you should not be expecting them to act and behave in the way you like and you prefer. With saying that, I would like to say that it's not necessary that everybody has to marry their twin flame like Radha and Krishna, who loved each other a lot, who were together for a long time in their childhood, and so many people still have mystical experiences of seeing them together, especially those who devote their whole life in understanding the love that Radha and Krishna shared for each other. Why do we worship them together even 5,000, 6,000 years later? Or why do we worship them together even when they were never married to each other? They married different people. Krishna married other people. Krishna obviously married other people and his main queen was Rukmini. However, he had that type of life where he had to marry more women and he married many. You won't even be able to count, if they are in front of you like that. Why did he do that? Because he was here to save many people, many women especially. And he was here to also reflect to other people that a man and women can have different types of relationship. With his relationship with Draupadi, he opened up with the world that a man and woman can be good friends, best friends, even if they are married to other people and even if they feel really strong love and pure emotions towards other people. But as a friend of Draupadi, and he used to call her Sakhi and she used to call him Sakha, they were openly in very good bond and very good friendship with each other. And none of their partners had a problem with that because their relationship was so pure and so full of love. Okay. And it is also said that Radha actually split into 5 different women who were a part of Krishna's life later on when she was not physically around. And it is also said that Krishna did take care of Radha later on in his life when she could not take care of herself, and there was some situation which I'll not get into that story right now. If you want to hear more such stories from Mahabharata and Ramayana, then kindly subscribe to my channel Ramayana and Mahabharata Diaries, as I plan to share a lot more stories. And all these stories are coming from the fact that unconditional love is the only thing that can make us happy, because it stops us from expecting too much from other people. And if we expect from them, it's okay. We should be like, yeah, I love that person and this is my expectation regarding love. But if in some case, in some situation, due to some reason, they cannot fulfill that expectation of yours, then you should not be so hard on them that why? If you love me, why couldn't you do this to me? In Twin Flame Dynamic, I've seen this many times in therapy sessions, in reading sessions, where people say that if this person loves me, why can't he or she do this for me? They should do this for me. So this is the demand and this is the expectation that we need to let go of, and we need to become more and more independent. The sole and primary reason why you're in the twin flame ascension journey is to ascend from duality to singularity. Due to your rigid programming, you fall into duality. When you're born, when you're here, you're pure and in singular energies, you're in union energies. But with time, in a few years, you get totally programmed, and this rigid programming makes you believe more in duality than in singularity, and that's why you face separation. Some people think that they are in separation only when the twin flame takes them to separation, which is not true. They have always felt separation energies, they have always experienced it throughout their life. And through therapy, we try to fix this problem. We try to bring them back to their own zone. Then we have the relationship of Ram and Sita, who were married, and he won her love in a Swayamvar first. And then she goes and she lives with him for a good amount of time in his palace. And then he is given exile by his own stepmother Kaikeyi, after which she again says that I will live with my husband in the forest. Despite being a crown princess, she could have easily lived in the palace and waited for her husband, but then she decided and she said that no, I will stay with him even if it's a difficult life in the forest. I think both Ram and Sita and Lakshman, they all love to live in the forest, because Ram and Sita got education from Gurukul, where he used to live in ashram of his Guru Vashisht. And obviously ashram life is living with the nature. So for him, living in the forest, he felt that he could do much more for Mother Earth. And they were both mission oriented. Same thing goes for Krishna and Radha, because when Krishna had to go back to his kingdom and he had to take up his crown prince duties, Radha was very much a part of it, because she wanted, both of them only and only wanted to serve people and serve humanity. So this is the missing link that I think most people don't understand, which is why they don't reach the mission stage. And because they don't reach the mission stage, the surrender does not get completed, and because of which unfortunately they don't reach illumination and harmonization and followed by union. So surrender is happening because you're supposed to remember that you're a volunteer and you need to surrender to that. And when you start doing your duties as a volunteer and you start focusing only and only on your mission, you automatically start figuring out what unconditional love is and how beautiful it feels to be in service of Source, and to remember that this is not permanent life. This is all temporary. And earth, most of it is illusion, and many people are still asleep. So only when a part of you is deep in sleep, you are going to ask these type of questions, and nothing wrong in asking these questions, because only if you ask questions and you look for answers, you're truly playing the role of a seeker as well. If you don't seek the truth, if you don't become the lover of truth, you cannot understand the truth of twin flame relationships as well. So this is a good question, and that's why I'm very happy to answer it. Then we have Shiva and Parvati. So with Ram and Sita, what we see is that even though there are so many difficulties and there are so many challenges on their path, they still try to live together happily. And when the time comes when they cannot live together happily in physical, they continue to live together happily, because they are always in union. You cannot separate people who are in love. And this is another missing link that most twin flamers don't understand. Obviously, they will at a certain time and in due course of time, once they have to, cleanse and heal themselves and work on all their wounds, they will eventually figure out that actually they are not separate from their twin flame. And this emotion that you have, that so and so is my twin flame, even that will not be so heavy onto you, because you will realize that the person you think is your twin flame is actually a mirror and is there to help you release the deep issues, the blocks that you have, which make you understand love in an incorrect way. When you understand love the way love really is, then most of these doubts automatically melt away. Then when we look at Shiva and Parvati also, we must not forget that Parvati earlier was Sati. And as Sati, they had an easy union, they got married, and most of the people would like to also assume that now Shiva and Sati are in union. But that was not the case. There were many differences that even though they were both very loving, they used to face. For example, Shiva asked and requested Sati to not go for Daksh Prajapati's party, or the ceremony that he was holding, where he had not invited Shiva, only to insult him. She did not listen to him. She went over there, she got hurt, and then perished herself in the fire that she herself created. And then before leaving that body, she told her father that next time when I'm reborn, when I get reincarnated, I will choose a family, I will choose a template that will not see my love for Shiva as a problem, and they will not condescend me and my lover again and again for the life choices that we have made. As we all know that Shiva had a very unique lifestyle. He loved to live with nature, he loved to live with his animal friends, and he was always constantly chanting the name of Ram. If you listen to the stories of Shiva and Sati, you will know that there were many places where Sati and Shiva had a different opinion. And every time Shiva told her that don't do this, it will not be good, it is not a nice thing to do, or it will hurt you, it will hamper our happiness, our relationship, she did not listen to him, and she did it any which way. So there is one more thing that we learn from this, that if Shiva was right about something, then he should have put his foot down, he should have been strong about it and asked Sati to listen to him and him alone at that point in time. But even he could not do that, because he was very much attached to Sati and he did not want to hurt her emotions and feelings. And this shows that in the twin flame ascension journey, sometimes we need to be very strong with our partner, with our lovers, and we need to put our point across and be very confident about it, and then also let it be. Like, we must tell them what the truth is, whether they like it or not. Many twin flame couples have experienced separation, a time frame of separation, because one of them had a strong opinion and they did not listen to the other one, and the other one, in order to punish their partner or in order to just do whatever they wanted to do, would still go ahead and do the things, and then finally go through that pain and suffering and then come back to them. And this is why we see a lot of karmic marriages also happen, when one of the partner makes the decision of going ahead with some other person, and then finally, realizing through their experiences, that this person is not the right person for me, and my original lover was right about not only my relationship, even my patterns. So are we trying to say that the other person is right and the other one is wrong? No. What we're trying to say here is that both of them need to be strong and level-headed and confident. when the other person runs away, this is the time when, the feminine or the masculine, whosoever is, doing the spiritual inner work, they figure out and they decide that whatever I was working on or whatever I was thinking, I'm going to stick to it. And this time I will stick to it by myself and I will do it independently. I'm not going to feel bad that my partner ran away and did not support me in my decision or in my mission work. I will still do what I think I love, because there's not only one thing you can love. This is another thing that unconditional love teaches us, that we can't just be in love with one person or one thing. If you're doing that, then there is a problem. Then you do not understand that everybody around you is actually you. Whatever you see outside of you is you. So one love is something that we need to practice. And our twin flame experience, our twin flame journey, it helps us to figure that out. So don't please be fixated on your partner. Don't be like, okay, this is the only thing I have to do with him or her. And another thing that I see in this mail is that the question says that this means it wouldn't be right to marry or have a family with our twin. Who says that you cannot have a family with someone if you are experiencing an asexual relationship with them? Another thing, who says that asexual connection means that there is no intimacy at all? Who says that? If you love your pet and if you love your children, if you love your mother, father, brother, sister, aren't you intimate with them? Don't you hug them? Don't you kiss them? Don't you hold them? Or don't you hold them when they are sad, when they need you? So why are people so fixated on the intercourse? Somehow they are giving a lot of importance to intercourse and sexual experience or sexual pleasure part of it. I think it should be kept secondary. When I say asexuality, it means that sex is not your top priority. Because if it is your top priority, then you cannot experience the twin flame ascension in totality. Because love has got nothing to do with your temporary bodies. Please remember, if this question or if this is triggering you a lot, it means somehow you are very much fixated on sex or sexual intimacy or sexual intercourse or anything which is related to bodily love. So you need to get out of it. There are a lot of twin flames who understand that they are here for mission work. Okay. So sometimes they adopt children, sometimes they sponsor other children, or sometimes they take care of a certain type of community and consider it to be like their child. And that's why we say mission work makes you feel that way. You feel unconditional love in so much depth that it becomes your power, it becomes source of your confidence, it becomes source of your energy. So it doesn't really matter, whether you have a sexual relationship with your twin flame or not. The idea is that, is sex everything for you? Is it the end all and be all of all your relationship? Do you think that it is the number one priority in your relationship? Well, if that's the case, then you need to work out on your karmic patterns and your karmic energies. And I am very strong about this, that you have also gone through some kind of sexual abuse in your childhood, because of which you're not able to, heal it, and the sacral energy is not able to transmutate and go up higher and, get into that higher vibrational frequency. So, eventually, then what happens with Shiva and Sati also, that after Sati is gone, Shiva has to do his own independent inner work, and then Parvati is reborn. And now that she's reborn, there's an age gap situation, and again, Shiva is not in the mood to marry one more princess, because once he married the princess, he got very much humiliated because of the difference in social status and a huge difference in their lifestyle. Also, Shiva is very mission oriented, and please remember that Parvati had two children with Shiva. One of them was a biological child, but second one, Ganesha, was not a biological child. He was purely made out from her tapas and her energy, which again she developed when she was alone. Because Shiva had this nature of being alone, he used to keep going away for tapas, and he used to be in solitude for a long period of time. So when Shiva is away, Parvati would not sit and say, oh, my husband has left me, now I'm in separation meditation, what am I supposed to do? That was not the case with her. Every time he would go away to do separate inner work, she would do her own inner work, and she also ascended. And whenever she was in those ascended energies, he would also come back. So when he came back and found a new boy in his house, he was very furious and he was very angry, and there was a war that took place between Ganesha and Shiva, because even Ganesha did not recognize him as a father. He never knew that he had a father. He only knew that he has a mother who's Parvati, who created him, who gave birth to him. So these stories are very important, from the Puranas, that you need to study and that you need to learn not only the Vedic information, but also you need to learn metaphysical information and knowledge, because that is the only thing that will help you advance in the twin flame ascension journey. And please remember that twin flame ascension journey is not for everyone. The star seed ascension journey, the twin flame star seed ascension journey that you're going through, is basically trying to heal you. It's trying to heal your whole soul, so that all of the wounds are gone away. You understand that Radha and Krishna did not marry each other, still they loved each other. You understand that Ram and Sita gave utmost priority to their duties toward their kingdom and chose a relationship where they were physically separated for a number of years, and she raised the boys. She raised the boys as her mission work and as her duty. And one more thing happened with Sita also, that she gave birth to 2 boys. One happened through biological reproduction, and Kush was actually created once again from her tapas, from Kusha. Kusha means grass. And the reason why Sita always loved to be in the forest, to be in the woods, to be in the nature, is because she is also the daughter of Mother Earth. She was actually found from the soil. She was not born in an EBE format like Krishna and Ram. EBE means extraterrestrial biological entity. So even though they have the star seed DNA in them, but they will still take birth through the regular process of reproduction. But Sita was not like that. So her utmost duty and utmost mission was to help Mother Earth, because at that time Mother Earth was experiencing, or Earth as a planet, as a whole dimension, it was experiencing descending Treta, which means that sooner or later dark ages would come, and the women, the feminine energy, will be in deep light, and there will be a lot of work that they have to do when they come back to ascending Dwapar. So guys and girls, to answer this question that your twin is your ultimate lover, no, actually your ultimate lover is supposed to be source. And for the feminine, it is the feminine energy that is always integrated with the source, and when automatically she gets integrated with the source, the masculine gets integrated with the feminine. So in the ascending ages, which we are in right now, ever since 2000 kicked in, we are supposed to be integrated with the source, and therefore the masculine within us will then integrate with us, the feminine. Even this desire of having an ultimate lover in the physical, it is an attachment issue, because you have been raised to believe that, okay, some knight in shining armor is going to save you. So anybody who, gives you even this much of little bit of idea of love, you start falling for that person. This is actually called love addiction, and we need to work through this, through inner work, through deep inner work or therapy, whichever way, whichever path you choose, because then that will remove that addiction you have, and you're fixated on a single person, and you think that this is the only person who is my lover. And this is also the reason why many people who are doing deep inner work eventually realize that they were actually considering a false twin to be their lover, and that's why they were never getting anything from them in return, only breadcrumbs. When they eventually meet the right person, the right mirror, they easily understand that the mistake they were making. So, or am I missing something here, was there in the question. So what you're missing over here is that, first of all, you're getting fixated with the person. Secondly, you're not connecting yourself with your mission. You're not understanding that you're a volunteer on planet Earth, and not someone who's here to enjoy the pleasures and roll through the pain, and be stuck in the feelings of craving and aversion, due to which you're constantly putting yourself in attached love. Attached love is not real love, my friends. It is not real love. One more thing you need to understand as a twin flame, if you're actually experiencing the twin flame ascension journey, then you're not here to live a typical life on this planet. You're not here to be like everybody else. So stop trying to get a lifestyle which is like other people, where you fit in. You're supposed to stand out actually. All twin flames are here to stand out and give a message of unconditional love to the whole planet, so that even after they are gone, people can, walk on a path of unconditional love, and they are here to actually help a lot of people awaken to the truth. So this is a great responsibility, and this is a responsibility. When you're in a responsibility, you're not only supposed to think about your happiness, but you're supposed to think about the happiness of many other people. If you want clean water, if you want clean air, if you want the woods to be green, the forest to exist, if you want to heal Mother Earth in so many ways, you want the animals to be happy, you want the birds to be happy, while humans also are happy, and they understand that they are on the top of the eco chain and they are here to take care of other people. They are not here to destroy and destruct. So for that message, you have to give that message out, and you have a whole, a huge army of spiritual masters and guides who are backing you up. So what is there to fear? What is there to be scared of? Just go out there and start doing what you truly want to do, what you truly love to do, and surrender your fears to source. That is the real meaning of surrendering, that you surrender your fears to the source. If your masculine or whosoever your feminine is not with you right now, or they want to do something else in life, then unconditional love also teaches you to let them be, give them space, let them enjoy their life, let them learn their own way. They also are here to learn, and you can be a catalyst in their growth and progress, in their real growth and progress, instead of being someone who becomes a chain on their feet, and you're dragging them down and you're also falling down. So when you start flying, when you are free, automatically they will also see that and get inspiration from you. So I hope this answers your question on sexuality or sexual relationships with your twin flame. This is not your number one priority, because if this is your number one priority, then look at Radha and Krishna. How were they able to live away from each other? And Ram and Sita, who are married to each other, have 2 kids with each other, they were away from each other because they were not submerged in thoughts like this, or they never bothered about these things. If it happens, it's okay. If it's naturally happening in a situation, it's okay. And please study about Sita, then you will find out that Sita actually gave birth to her children at the age of 44. So even when she was in exile with Ram, and even when she was living in the palace with Ram, she did not give birth to any child. Why? Because at that time Ram was a crown prince. Only when he became a king, he had to give a child to the throne as the next king. This is a duty of all kings, and because of which they eventually got involved in probably a sexual relationship. I cannot even guess actually if they were in a sexual relationship or not, because my point over here is to talk about the child, because this question also has if it would be right to marry or have a family and all that. They only got into that family dynamic when they had to give a child to the throne. That was their priority. And once she conceived, after that only she went into exile. So it almost looks like everything was happening in the way it was destined to happen for them. So a lot of people also say that Sita left her physical body much before Ram, and he continued his work on planet Earth and left only when it was time for him to leave. So obviously she must have gone to the higher dimension, and she started working as Lakshmi, and he was there still on planet Earth as Ram. So does that mean they were separated? No, because as soon as he left planet Earth, he went back to Vaikunt, and he was joined by Lakshmi once again. So guys and girls, don't get confused by what you watch and hear on planet Earth. The important link to understand is that you are in programmed energies which make you believe in a false format of love. Okay, once you clear it out, then these questions will not bother you at all. You will not even care about these things. You won't think like, oh, I'm holding the hands of my twin flame or my partner. Am I doing something sexual? No, because love and sex are 2 different things. Lust and love is not the same thing. You are confusing love to be lust, and that's why this type of problem is bothering you. So don't get affected by it. That is my advice. Don't get bothered by it. Live your life the way you're living, and make your volunteering and your mission work as your number one priority. In fact, when you do deep inner work, it will automatically work out for you. If you're still not doing anything, as your mission, as a volunteer, then that means you need to go deeper within yourself. Maybe you're experiencing happiness and joy right now because you have removed a lot of, traumatic energies, and you have worked a lot on your traumas, and you have worked on your wounds. So you are in a bit of balance right now. But after that stage goes away, when you get into the second stage of surrender, you will realize that most of your triggers and most of your problems and most of your difficulties are appearing because of your mission. And your love life will also be surrounded with your mission. Your partner will be very clear that you are very serious about what you want to do. A lot of people also go into separation because one person is mission oriented and the other one is not. They are very rigid that I want to live a materialistic lifestyle and I don't agree with this or by that, or why do you have to do this? Why can't you give priority to me? Why can't you give priority to my dreams and my family and my materialistic desires? Why can't you do that? This forces the other person who's more advanced and ascended in the journey to go away. So sometimes we don't see it as running also. We see it as separation because the other person is very rigid in their programming and they just don't want to, leave their attachments, or, they don't want to understand that their biological family is not their only family. Yes, it is their family and they need to create an ecosystem, but then that this family is also creating problems for you, so that you are not in your mission, not in your path, and not in the state of love, because they only want you to cater to them. When the family also realizes that my child is not only here for me, not just to serve me or to take care of me, that's when they also let him go. But again, everything works out when you do deep inner work. So one more missing link is that you're not focused on deep inner work. You're not doing the right type of inner work. You're still very fixated on the physical manifestation of your twin flame union. You want it now and you want it how, so that physical is too much ruling your life right now. All right. So thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you so much for listening in so patiently, and also thanks a lot to all those people who in their comment section ask such great questions sometimes. I'm very, very appreciative of all those people who are present on this channel, because through this channel I give authentic information. Again, the credit goes to Masters and Source, who give such great downloads that I don't see anybody else is giving right now. So thank you so much, Masters, and thank you so much to all of you beautiful people out there. Twin Flame Journey is trying to bring out the authentic version of you. It wants you to tell you that you can be a child and play, and you can express yourself at the same time. You don't have to be so heavy onto yourself. When you come in your real energies, your authentic energies, you will just do what you're meant to do naturally. And if you face any challenges or difficulties, you will work on yourself more, because you know that these challenges and difficulties are triggering you because something within you is getting triggered. So, one love and peace out, and I will see you soon in another one.